Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you all had a super amazing holiday. I'll probably be uploading this after Christmas, so I hope that went well. I hope you were able to spend time with your family. If not, I get it. We are still in the pandemic. So, my inspiration for today's video was definitely family and relatives. We are going to be finding out what type of relative you are. Actually, I think I made a video last year around this time about what your relatives think of you. So I will link that down below if you're also curious about that. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So we have 4 piles here, as usual. Pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. Feel free to pause this video for a moment if you need some time to decide on which pile or piles you feel the most drawn to. And then once you've chosen, you can fast forward to the timestamp in the description box below. That's all I have for you guys. Thanks for watching. And without further ado, we will start with pile 1. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. For all of you who chose this Celestite crystal, let's get into these cards and see what type of relative you are. Also, these are just general readings, and I probably will use stereotypes, but it's meant to be lighthearted and fun, so please don't take what I say too seriously, okay? Alright, let's start with your tarot. We have the Magician, the Ace of Wands, okay, the Hanged Man, and the Hermit. Okay, so we have some big energies so far in these cards. We have 3 majors, the Magician, the Hanged Man, and the Hermit. So you guys have a strong presence. I would say you are the type of relative who can be pretty bold in their expression, in saying things how they are, saying what you think and being honest and upfront. That's very much the Magician. I also notice that we have a 1 here and a 1 here. So 1 could be important for you guys symbolically. 1 is the number of unity, leadership. Maybe you are an older sibling, or you're on the older side in your family, perhaps. 1 is also the number of solidarity, so maybe you guys are on the outskirts of your family. That's kind of what I'm thinking, though, because we have the Hanged Man here, and this can be a bit of a wish-washy energy. Maybe you guys are the type of relative who isn't reliable or consistent in showing up for every event. Maybe you'll choose or be more selective about which ones you go to, or maybe you're just busy a lot and you have other stuff on your plate. I could see that as well. We have the Hermit here, which is pretty obvious. You guys are introverted, or at least that's how you come off to your relatives. That's the type of relative that you fit into, I would say, is the person who doesn't say much, might not even be at the event or show up at all, honestly. And I am talking about pre-COVID times, like theoretically, if your family was to have a get-together, or just in general, how you guys are perceived is to be more withdrawn. But it's kind of interesting because we have, on the flip side, these really bold energies with the Ace of Wands and the Magician. Maybe you guys have gotten involved in the drama, though. Maybe this Hermit hasn't kept you out of some specific conflicts going on in your family, or out of the flames of conflict, right? We have some really intense energies, though, so it makes me think that you are definitely an interesting family member. You're not boring. If anything, this is it's probably that you're entertaining, you know, like you don't show up all the time or you're not the most reliable, but there is something pretty entertaining whenever you are there or when people do talk about you. I could totally see you guys maybe having a strong presence when you do meet people in your family. But yeah, so far I'm getting that maybe you guys are a bit flighty. Honestly, you guys could be the weird person in your family who's a bit eclectic. That's very magician-esque, to be the person who, as I said, is more on their own, doesn't care what people think, does things on their own terms and their own timing. Okay, let's see what other cards we have here. Okay, we have Drop Into Your Heart and Man of the Earth, Woman of the Sky. Okay, so this is nice. Honestly, I do like seeing this. It's very sincere heart energy that you guys have. You are the type of relative who doesn't forget things, you know, even if you forget to show up, or I shouldn't say forget, but if you have other stuff on your plate or you aren't always reliable, I feel like you are generous and like remember to send out birthday cards or presents or whatnot. You know, you guys do have a very heartfelt, gushy center that is very noticeable, that you guys are sweet and sincere, or sorry, I can't speak, sincere in everything you do. Okay. And then Man of the Earth, Woman of the Sky. This is like two different worlds coming together. So yeah, I feel like you guys are kind of on the outskirts of your family. Like you're not really one or the other. Maybe you have a very divisive family, or there's something about you that just doesn't fit in with your traditional family values, or maybe it's your career, something like that, or your lifestyle even. But I can see you guys being, or at least coming across as a completely different breed. Like, is she really part of this family? Was she adopted? Like, where, like, did she get those traits from, you know? I can totally see that with you guys. You have a weird, eclectic energy. I also think that people don't really know what to make of you with the Hanged Man, because again, you do give off mixed signals, like you care, but also you might be absent a lot of the time, or very introverted and not say much. But then also at the same time, you do have a very bold, colorful expression here, especially with the Ace of Wands. It's kind of funny because these are opposite energies. It's like you guys are very honest and upfront. Like you're not trying to hide anything. You guys are extremely honest, but also at the same time, it can be unclear whether or not you really care about your family, you know? To put it frankly. Yeah, I don't know. You guys, yeah, you're not really as engaged with your family. You're not the person who's all up in other people's business. You definitely keep to yourself. Maybe it's just hard for you guys to like interact with your family because you honestly don't care. Like and it's not that you don't care about your family, but you don't care about petty stuff, you know, like you have other stuff going on in your life, stuff that you either prioritize or you just find more interesting. I also think that you're the type of relative who is seen as very intelligent as well. The Magician, you guys have a lot of knowledge in certain areas that people will ask you about reliably. Like if you ever visit your family, oh, so what's going on in stocks or something, if you know a lot about that, for instance. Or, yeah, I just think that you guys are very knowledgeable in something niche. And people will always reliably ask you about that, or people probably ask you a lot of questions in general because they are intrigued. yes, they don't really know what to make of you. And it's also clear that you have a lot of interesting insight as well here with the Hermit. Okay. Let's see what else we have. We have the Sun card, Raw. And we also have Gypsy Columbine. Okay, so yeah, this makes complete sense, this card. Whenever this comes out, I think of a nomad. So you guys are pretty nomadic. You're that relative who might not really settle down ever. Like, is she married yet? Like, what is she gonna do with her life? Those kinds of questions might come up when people talk about you, Pile 1. But also, you guys are an interesting character in your family because people know that you aren't boring. You're gonna live your life the way you want without fear of judgment. Like, you guys don't really give a fuck. So yeah, you guys might be nomadic and travel from place to place and not really settle down. Maybe that's why you don't get to see your family as much, because you travel, or you have a very rich life with very different experiences. Maybe your family sees you as very cultured. It could also be that, like, you have spent time in different countries, or maybe it's, again, your job allows you guys to do something that's very enriching and very different from your traditional family values or something like that. And then the Sun card, I love seeing this. This is having the same colors as these first cards, which is all about boldness, expression. You guys definitely have a strong presence. And even if you're not there, you know, because I feel like a lot of the time your presence isn't really like, you are physically not there. There's still something very notable about that, you know, whether you're there or you're not. People do pay attention to you with the Sun card. You attract attention, but also you don't care, you know? So yeah, let's see what other cards we have here. Okay, so we have Free Will, Get Out of Your Cocoon, as well as Balanced Life, Love Seeks Your Well-Being. Interesting. Okay, so let's start with the Free Will card. We have the Hermit, which is obviously a very introverted energy, and then in this card it says get out of your cocoon. So I feel like you guys have there's two different things going on here. You guys, there's the you that your family knows about and the way that you act around your family, right? But I feel like that's very different from who you actually are and the life or the lifestyle that you lead. It's actually very colorful. We have all these fiery yellows and oranges over here. So maybe, again, it's like your career or your personal life is very dynamic and much more extroverted, but then the way that you come across to your family or the type of relative you are is much more like interesting, or sorry, not interesting, introverted, nomadic. Like, you're seen as eclectic and kind of out there, like a gypsy or like a hippie type of character. And then the other thing that I was kind of getting from this card, Balanced Life, this card speaks of health most of the time, or at least that's what I associate it with. So there could be something like maybe you're vegan, or there's something about your lifestyle that is very much tied into what makes you different. You know, I think there's something that's different about you from the rest of your family. So going back to that example, it could be that you're vegan and no one else in your family is. So people feel like they need to accommodate you or just take note of you every time that you're at a gathering, or, you know, just in general, there's something unique about you. It could be your political beliefs as well, because as I said, there's something different about you from the rest of your family. People are like, is she actually part of this family? Like, was she born of a different mom or something? I'm just kidding, but you know what I mean though when I'm talking about this in that way, that you guys are not quite like the black sheep of the family, but you're otherworldly. You are very intriguing to your relatives. You're seen as very interesting and insightful, but also, you know, swaying maybe a bit too far from the family tree, if that makes sense, you know? Because you guys are more on the outskirts of that. So overall, I would say you guys are the relative who is probably weird, maybe more hip. There could be something about you that is very current, or you stay caught up with the news, with the times. You have this kind of go with the flow energy, very hanged man. You're also very knowledgeable and insightful about specific things. You're seen as pretty smart. Definitely introverted, the quiet relative who might be like brooding, but not even that. Like, you guys don't care. You're seen as kind of otherworldly, nomadic for sure, and eclectic. I have to say that would be the word to sum up this reading for you guys. Okay, so I will leave it here for now. I hope you guys liked it and found it insightful. If you did, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, stay weird, and I will see you guys later. Hey Pile 2, welcome to your reading. For all of you who chose the Tiger's Eye crystal, let's see what kind of relative you are. Okay, so we have a lot of cards here. Let's see. Alright, the Four of Swords, the Sun, ooh, okay, the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Coins, and Strength. Okay, guys. So the first thing that strikes me is we have two majors here that are associated with the sign of Leo. So maybe you guys are Leo or you have some strong Leo in your chart. Maybe you have a Leo midheaven and that this is kind of like your reputation, or even a Leo fourth house, and that's who you are around your family, perhaps. So there's a lot going on here. Let's start with the Four of Swords. This is a very chill, laid back energy. This is a night in rest. This card is symbolic of like sleeping, hibernation. It's a very peaceful energy. So you're seen as very chill, laid back. You have a lot of different qualities that are coming through here. The other one with the Ten of Coins is that you're seen as very successful amongst your family. Maybe you're the success story of your family. A feeling that I get here with the Seven of Swords is that people compare themselves a lot to you in your family, especially if you are the first child, or I don't know, the oldest cousin or something like that. That would be especially more prominent then. People would definitely compare themselves to you because you have this leadership aura with the Sun and the Strength. People look up to you. You set an example. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're someone in your family who is older, given more authority, especially in family matters. You guys have a large sway and influence over your family, I think. This Seven of Swords is kind of sketch though. Maybe you guys are seen as gossipy, like you gossip about other relatives or something like that. I could see you guys being a figurehead in your family, so even if you're not that old when you're watching this, it could still be that you have that role model or perfect example setting thing about you, and you guys show a lot of promise. It could also be that The Ten of Coins indicates that you probably have a very successful career. You're more of the career person, and your family, maybe your family relies on you in that way, or you're just seen as more mature and adult-like because of your career, or perhaps you guys just make more money. But I'm definitely getting leadership vibes. So even if you aren't, let's say, a prominent like father or mother, you still carry a lot of weight. People listen to you, and you still give off authority energy, even if you're not someone who is directly in control of family affairs. Okay, let's see what else is coming through. Okay, we have Sweet Soul Rising and Falling. Oh my gosh. Sorry, you guys. So we have Rising and we have Falling. That is kind of interesting to me. Okay, let's start with this. Sweet Soul Rising. You guys, you have a big heart energy. You're very compassionate. Emotionally, you're sensitive and receptive to others. I think you're the type of person who people feel like they can lean on, especially emotionally, because they know you're very strong. You have this strength. You've proven yourself probably through emotional crises or just hard times in your family in general. People know you have gone through hardships, or just emotionally, you guys are very sweet and compassionate. If you are on the younger side in your family, they probably see you as this very sweet, angelic child. They might still see you as a child, even if you're not. But that's really interesting. And then the Falling. Okay, here's the thing. Whenever this card appears, I think of a fall from grace. So this could be you guys having some embarrassing moments, maybe some hiccups in your past, perhaps, that people don't talk about or that's kind of unspoken. I find this really interesting though. I don't know, because this card usually isn't something positive to talk about necessarily. I always just, my mind just jumps to like a mishap or, you know, kind of falling sideways, the fall from grace. So this might not be something that's as severe as that, but rather it could be something in your past that your family won't let you forget, or that people don't really talk about, but still something that's kind of memorable about you. Because you guys are clearly not perfect. No one is. You have kind of a mixed bag here. I think you have a lot of successes and a lot of likable traits, honestly. A lot of stuff going for you. But also at the same time, there's probably some seediness here with the Seven of Swords. This might not be you, though. This could also be people projecting this onto you, you know, like comparing themselves to you, or even being envious a bit of you, you know, because he's looking off to the Sun card, which this is you. This is all about the ego, the self, right? This is Leo energy. So yeah, it might not be you. This could just be your family or your relatives wanting to look for your flaws or wanting to kind of like nitpick you. Okay, let's see what else is coming through. Okay, so we have 3 cards. Oh, wow. What is this? Okay, so we have Go Fish, Confetti, and the Proud Purettes. Okay, you guys have a very entertaining quality to you. Almost theatrical a bit, because as I said, we have so much Leo here in this reading. You might not be a Leo or anything, but you have that star effect on people. You have charisma, and you're certainly not boring to your relatives. You are that relative who might outshine a lot of people in your family. Honestly, there is kind of like a try hard vibe that I do get with these cards, to tell you the truth. And you might not be a tryhard, but as I said, this reading is about how your family sees you and the vibe that you give off more so. But I think it has to do with the Ten of Coins, you guys being seen as very successful, because you have a lot of accomplishments under your belt, but there is something about you that might come off sometimes to your relatives like you guys trying too hard or wanting to have a perfect image, if that makes sense. I have a feeling like you're the person who will like bring stuff to eat or like mobilize, bring people together. Maybe you are the person who always volunteers to host at your house, or you're the one who's always checking up on people, and it's very nice and generous. Like, don't get me wrong, you guys are definitely the relative who is seen as very exciting, entertaining, like fun-loving, but also sometimes a bit too in your face, you know, like a bit blinding, because you guys are so bright. Here's the thing with the Go Fish card, this can be a bit of a sneaky energy, okay? I'm not saying that you guys are shady, but this can be sort of manipulative, like you guys being gossipy or doing double dealings perhaps, talking about relatives behind their backs, or like playing people, like literally playing people. So what I get from this card is more so just you guys being manipulative and people being more on their guard when they're around you. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think people just know to take what you say with a grain of salt. It's more like that, as opposed to them putting up their guard when they're around you or something like that. I hope this is making sense so far. And then the confetti card. This is very glittery, very much a party card. I get a feeling like you guys are always, like, you light up the events with your family. Maybe you throw the events yourself, or you bring people together for the events, especially celebrations, you know what I mean? Yeah, there is something that's really fun about you guys. You are the relative who is bigger than life. People talk about you, people compare themselves to you, but also it's entertaining. It's almost like people can't resist, you know, like going to see you or talking about you. Like, you guys are a subject to unpack. Definitely. And then the Proud Pierrette. This is actually a master number, 33. 33 is the number of humanitarian efforts. It's the higher vibration of 6, which is all about compassion and love. So, as I was saying earlier, you guys are very emotionally receptive to people. You have a really big heart. You're so sweet. People really do like you. Maybe you guys are on the taller side. You're giving me kind of like warm, cuddly hugs vibes. I don't know if that makes sense. You guys are probably a hugger, or people just get that vibe from you. You're that type of relative who might be a bit affectionate, but even if not, it's still very warm, inviting. You give off that vibe that you're a protector. You also are very nurturing as well. Okay, let's take a look at your last cards here. We have Deal with the Unexpected, Treat the Unforeseen as a Divine Offering, and Life's Purpose, Seek Your Own Deeper Vision for Life. Beautiful. Okay, so Deal with the Unexpected. You guys have a kind of wild card energy. You're the wild card in your family. People don't really know what they're gonna get with you. It can be definitely unexpected, but it's never boring. You guys always have some kind of trick or magic up your sleeve. You guys are a show all on your own. You have this very entertaining, dramatic feel to you. And then life's purpose. Here's the thing, whenever this card comes out, I'm like, okay, this is deeper than just a surface level thing. And I know we're talking about what type of relative you are, so in this case, I think it would be that you guys, part of your purpose is in the deeper vision that you pass on to your family and like future generations of your family. Because I see you guys as being someone who is very much a figurehead, very important person in your family. You're someone who people look up to as a role model, as a success story, as someone who they can go and talk to for advice or, you know, just a warm, I don't know, if they want a warm hug, you would be that type of person. So part of your purpose is to leave behind this legacy to your family, to kind of set that family legacy for future generations to come. I even see people, you know, long after you're dead, people in your family still talking about you. You guys have that energy. So yeah, these are the main things I'm seeing. So I will leave this reading here for now. I hope it made sense. I hope it resonated. If it did, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Let's get straight into this and see what type of relative you are. Okay, so we'll start off with your tarot. We have, let's see. Okay, so we have Death, the Death card, the Seven of Cups, the Two of Coins, and the Empress. Ooh, the Empress. Okay. Alright, so with the Death card, you guys might be the black sheep in your family. Maybe you are a rebel, or you have gone a completely different path. There is a darker feel here. It's interesting that we have the Seven of Cups though too, because I think in a way you guys have this quality where people project their fantasies or even their insecurities on you, and like their goals too. Maybe you guys are seen as like the perfect daughter or the perfect child because you guys have that idealness that people associate with you, or people only see this one side of you that they believe to be ideal. Something like that. There's an interesting thing going on here between the Death card, the Seven of Cups, the Empress even. The Empress is obviously a card of beauty, fertility, harmony, creativity. I honestly am kind of getting artistic vibes from this pile. Maybe you guys are artsy. You could even be very good looking, like the attractive person in your family when I see the Empress here. But it could also just be that you guys have very aesthetic sense of style. Maybe you work in an industry that deals with looks, like modeling, or in the film industry perhaps. I could see you guys working in an industry that is very different from your family, and they also would expect that of you because you guys would stray from the traditional path. That is what I feel. Yeah, I think people just see rainbows with you. You're the type of relative who is definitely more on the quieter side, dreamy. People see what they want to see in you. It's also interesting to me the death card that we have this mask here and how this is the first card out. Maybe there's something that you're hiding. You might be pretty mysterious to your family. Like they don't actually know much about you, what you do, what kind of job you have, or like what your interests are. Maybe they don't hear much from you. There is a little bit of mystery happening with you guys. But also I think you are pretty on the down low. Like you don't share much to your family. You are definitely the type of relative who keeps more to themselves, doesn't have much to talk about at get-togethers, or who might steer the conversation away from themselves. But I definitely see that you guys are creative. That is a big theme in these cards, that you guys have some kind of talent, especially artistically. You could have an eye for aesthetic, as I mentioned earlier. Maybe that is part of your career, or that's a big part of your life that people definitely associate with you as you being the creative relative. I hope this is making sense so far. Let's see what else is coming through. Okay. Ooh, we have loving all that is and sacred convergence. That is very sweet. Definitely harmonious here with the sacred convergence, things converging in a sacred, harmonious way. And then loving all that is. Okay, so your family, you're the type of relative who people have a hard time saying anything negative about. Like people can't really find a flaw in this perfect Seven of Cups fantasy land image they see of you. There's really nothing that your family can say about you. Also, probably because they don't know much about you. Or, I don't know, you guys just don't give them any ammunition to talk about you. So people definitely see a lot of the good characteristics in you. There's a lot of beauty here, as I said earlier with the Empress. And then with this card, obviously, this has a very illuminating, kind of lunar energy that's feminine, creative, and definitely softer. I think you guys are quieter, like you don't have much to say, you stay on the low, and you definitely also get along well with your relatives. You make it really easy with your sweet nature. You guys probably get a lot of compliments on the way you look, or with your aesthetic eye, your eye for detail. I just am getting that strongly. Like you guys have to be artists, or your family sees you as extremely artistic. Okay. Let's see what else we have. We have Tiger Angel and the Maven of Masks. Oh my gosh, guys, we have the Maven of Masks. Okay. This is kind of a devilish energy, I'm not gonna lie. It's funny that we also have the Death card here, because that's very scorpionic energy that can be a bit intimidating to some people. Or, I don't know, just... yeah, there could be something about you that sets certain people off. Like, I could see you guys having a few people in your family who have a problem with you or who misjudge you a lot. And also we have this motif of the masks here, and then, as I said earlier, this mask here. So it's clear that you guys are masking a side of yourself. There might be something that's a bit risky to share. As I said, you guys don't talk much, you stay on the down low. It could be that you have certain things that you just don't want to talk about with your family. Like if you have conflicting beliefs, or I don't know, there is something shadowy here with the Death and then the Maven of Masks. You guys either avoiding something, or maybe not really being upfront or telling the truth about a certain side of yourself. But there's this other side as well in these cards of someone who is very loving, nurturing, even angelic here. The tiger angel. It's so cool actually seeing with the Empress how she's surrounded by beauty and all these loving creatures. And then same thing here. She is kind of blowing magic and love into this creature. So maybe you guys really like animals. Maybe you have a lot of pets, or you're that relative who will take in a stray cat or dog and you are very nurturing. I could totally see that. Maybe you have a lot of children as well. It doesn't have to be animals. Yeah, there is something about you that is very loving and nurturing. Okay, let's look at your last cards. We have Heart of the Matter. It says align life's pathways through the heart and move forward. Experience the grace of who you truly are. Okay, so, hey, I actually just noticed we have 4 here. This is card 4, and then this is card 44. So we have actually 2 master numbers. That is so interesting, guys. Master numbers usually signify deep soul development. You guys are definitely old souls. I think that you are the wise people in your family. You are very sweet. You know how to get to the heart of the matter. You might not be the most direct person with the Maven of Masks, but you have a type of magic that you work on people that just makes them feel better. It's very healing. There might be also something kind of, as I said in the beginning, that there is something about you that does kind of seem more different from your family. It could be that you are seen as exotic, or you're that relative who lives in a different part of the country or a different part of the world even. It could be that with the tiger angel, and that you guys are just from a different place and you kind of have a different perspective on things and you bring that to the table. I could see that because it's not like, you know, if people do have a problem with you, it's not really a big deal, and it's something that they're willing to look past just because they understand that you have all this other beauty and wise traits. Honestly, I would probably describe you guys as the wise relative. The person who's definitely quiet, who, yeah, just doesn't have much to say, but has an old soul kind of wisdom, might literally be from someplace far away, or, you know, just a different part of the world. You kind of bring that different perspective to things, to your family. I think you encourage your family as well to heal, to help move forward, and to grow. Okay, so I will leave this reading here for now. I hope it resonated. I hope it made sense. If it did and you liked it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey Pile 4, welcome to your reading. For all of you who chose this pink calcite. Pretty. Okay, let's get into these cards and see what type of relative you are. Okay. We have the Queen of Swords, the Two of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Six of Cups. Okay. So we have so many cups. Alright, I think you are the type of relative who everyone likes, who can basically get along with everyone here. Because we have these people holding hands. We have all of these people kind of gathered around these cups. Yeah, like people actually like you. You command respect with the Queen of Swords here. You guys aren't always just fun and play. Like, you will, if people do cross the line, you will make it very clear. You are honest, upfront. You are a very direct person, pile four, if you chose this pile. Yeah, people don't question you. People have a lot of respect for you, and they know not to, like, get on your bad side or anything, because you will have something to say. This is just so harmonious, though. All the cups, I love that we have a 2 and a 3. That sequential order, it just feels very right and natural. Maybe you guys have some Aries. I don't know why, but I'm picking up on some Aries. Maybe like an Aries rising. It could be that kind of directness. But you are very likable, pile four. Your family, they see you as very innocent, childlike here with the Six of Cups. So even if you are older when you're watching this, you are still seen as, being young at heart, being someone who doesn't take life too seriously, who maybe is good with children or has a good sense of humor. I could also see that. The Queen of Swords is definitely witty, has some good comebacks. The Three of Cups, I just love seeing this card. This is like the party card. Sometimes it can be a bit too much, so be careful of overdoing it, especially if it's, with drinking. We do have a lot of cups, but cups are associated with emotions and the element of water, so it's very friendly, warm, or at least like you get along with people. Your family, you're seen as the relative who can basically do no wrong, who's innocent, maybe a bit too perfect. Like, it can get boring at times how nice you are, but just know that people don't have a problem with you. You guys are very likable, upfront, honest, and also people have a lot of respect for you as well. Okay, let's see. We have Heaven, card 70, as well as Coming Together. Ooh, this is card 66. Beautiful, guys. Yeah, you bring people together. This is very much the Three of Cups, Two of Cups. Like, you know how to have a good time, how to make sure people are getting along. You might be a great host as well if you tend to have family gatherings at your place, or, even if not, you still know how to bring people together in such a way that feels very natural, and it's just a feel-good energy. Something that was coming to my mind is the Great British Baking Show. I don't know if that's a message for some of you guys, but you know how on Netflix it will say feel-good family? That is exactly the vibe that I get with this pile. I don't know if you guys watch that show, or maybe you bake stuff for your family. It's just a very feel-good energy. Like, you bring people together. This Heaven card is so perfect. Like, literally people can't find any flaws in you, or you make people feel good, even if you're imperfect, right? We all are. You elevate the mood. That's very much the vibe here. You guys are positive. You have a way of cheering people up, uplifting them. This is also a very ethereal card too. You guys, maybe you're not, okay, this is a specific message. Maybe you married into this family and you're seen as the relative who's not really of that family, and that's why they can't really find any flaws in you, and you're seen as more otherworldly, ethereal, very nice. I don't know, that's more specific, but it could also be that you're not really from that family and so people like you better. I don't know, but people definitely like you. That is such a strong message. It's kind of tiresome, pile four. Let's see what else is coming through. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. So we have... Okay, we have Alice. Alice and Secret of Shinobi. Interesting. So Alice. Obviously, Alice in Wonderland, we all think of, or at least I think of that when I hear Alice. So that is very much a story of fantasy. Alice, she is curiosity, pretty much. As I said, you guys might be very childlike, have a very innocent nature, could also be very curious too. Also, maybe you're the youngest person in your family. That could also be a message. So you're seen as very innocent, angelic, or, just someone who can do no wrong, pretty much. But yeah, you guys have a very spirited fantasy energy. And then Secret of Shinobi. This is the ninja princess we're talking about. She is very laid back, on the down low. Ninjas are kind of secretive. Like the Secret of Shinobi is that, like not giving too much away, keeping things private, drawing inwards. This is also just such a beautiful card. I love the flowers and the purples. You guys just have this otherworldly air about you. You're seen as imaginative, someone who can obviously be a leader here as well with the Queen of Swords. But also, this card speaks about obviously secrets, but holding back, like not giving too much away. And I think you guys use that to your strengths. You kind of let people wonder about you. You don't feel the need to really clarify things if they don't concern you or if they're not important, You guys are kind of cool, okay? Like, you're the cool relative who everyone likes, who might be funny, who's also just very sweet and has this otherworldly air of imagination, and also who's just really good with people and even letting their hair down too. The Three of Cups. Okay, let's see your last cards. We have Concealed Power, Give Birth to the Wonder of Revelation. Ooh. And then Drunk with Love, Let Love Lift You to Freedom. I love this card, but it's kind of funny that it's the word drunk, because when I saw this, I immediately thought, oh my gosh, we have all these cups here. Like, is this the relative who is getting drunk and partying a bit too much? I don't know. Only you guys know that, but yeah, definitely watch out for overdoing it with drinking. But I really like this card though. This is all about love and freedom. You guys have a lot of freedom to be yourself with your family. Maybe you come from a less traditional family who's a bit quirky or, freaky. I could see that. The thing is, I get that you guys are pretty normal though, pretty vanilla, but also you do have this creative, imaginative energy as well, which is very cool. Maybe you guys have some cool hobbies or talents that you do, like painting or like dirt biking. That's kind of random, but I don't know. There's something that's really cool about you guys. I see you being the cool, laid back aunt or niece that kind of does their own thing, that seems like very normal and who's very sweet, but also kind of has, again, like some kind of secret like pastime or I don't know, like power here, concealed power. I also love that these colors match and then these colors do as well. Wait, can you guys see it? Not really. Well, anyways, You have a lot of pinks, purples, and blues in these cards. So obviously blue is the color of like truth, honesty. It's a very trusting color, and it deals with expression, truth, right? And then pink is love. It's all about the heart. Also innocence too. I kind of get that you guys, you're very childlike. You have that innocence that makes people feel assured. That's kind of funny. You guys have a sense of humor. And you have this more secretive, powerful side that you keep on the down low, you know? So yeah, I will leave this reading here for now. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it made sense and resonated. If it did, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you're all having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later.